So if we can get the recording started. Well, very good. Good morning, everyone. Thank you all for joining. The recording has started. We appreciate you making time to be here on this weekly call. We do have a lot of information to cover today. I am very pleased that we have two guest speakers, though. One is a regular we've had on the call over these last several months. He's been a wonderful source of information as it relates to accounting issues, tax issues with the pandemic. John Goodman from AHP. So we thank John for being here today and for his collaboration over all these many months. And our other speaker is Liz Duval, who's a new name for everybody. She is with Market Wagon, which we have been promoting heavily over these last few weeks, a brand new business that is located in Shiawassee County, which I've affectionately come to call them the Amazon of local food business. And so I wanted to have Liz come on to talk about what they do and how they can engage with local food producers to help them find new customers, as well as you as potential buyers of that product, how you can participate and buy some of those local food items. So what I'd like to do, start with John, and then after both they're done, then I've got a few more updates for everybody. So with that, I'd like to turn it over to John Goodman from AHP. I asked John to come on today. I've been getting some questions from local businesses now that the year is coming to an end about taxes. I've been made aware there's some significant tax implications as it relates to things like the PPP money, maybe some other programs as well. So I wanted John to come on and give an update. So John, the floor is yours.
Thanks, Justin. I want to thank SEDP and Justin and Brent and Cheryl for all that what they do for this. I appreciate everything that you guys do. As Justin said, I'm John. I'm from Andrews Hooper Pavlik. We're CPAs and advisors. We have 9 offices in Michigan. I am in the Owasso office, which is located right on Washington Street, across the street from Joanne Fabrics, if you're familiar with the area. So the discussion today is about PPP. A lot of people have probably heard me talk about it several times throughout here, but there's the year-end implications are just, there's a lot of information out there, and there's a lot of misguided people as well. No fault of everybody. It's just word of mouth sometimes doesn't produce the correct result or information out there. So this was introduced with the CARES Act that passed back in March, the PPP loan, and most of you know that the loan is forgivable. In most cases, when you have a debt, you have to pay it back, or if the debt gets canceled, you have an increase in your economic status, so that would be taxable income. But the CARES Act made these PPP forgivable portions of that loan non-taxable, or what they called in the law was excludable from gross income. So what happened is the IRS issued a notice back in May, and what the IRS said was they probably, I don't agree with it, but they correctly interpreted the tax law to let you know that tax-free money that pays for expenses means those expenses are not deductible. So that's how the IRS interpreted it back then, and Congress kind of scoffed at that, said that was not our intent. And what they did was Congress actually responded by putting 3 bills, putting this relief in 3 bills to try to correct that issue, but we still haven't seen anything pass. They stalled back in August, probably due to elections and all the other stuff that's going on right now. So since then, I think it was about 3 weeks ago, IRS also issued a revenue ruling and a revenue procedure regarding the PPP loans and the deductibility of the expenses. So if you look at the revenue ruling, which is 2020-27, if anybody's interested, it indicates that if you can determine that the loan is forgivable, then you can't take the expenses. So in most cases, I would hope the loans are going to be forgiven. So you're not supposed to be able to take the expense. That's what the revenue ruling said. But then they issued a revenue procedure at the same time. It's 2020-51 if anybody's interested in that. So what the revenue ruling says is it provides a safe harbor for allowing the deduction of the expenses if your loan forgiveness happens in the subsequent year. But if the laws don't change from where they're at now, you would have to go back and amend that 2020 return to remove those expenses or record them as a non-deductible expenses. So as you can see, this is a mess. We've been dealing with this since that first notice, but we had high hopes that Congress was going to pass those bills to take care of that and to fix all those issues that we have with the PPP loan. So my advice, and probably about 90% of the CPA community would say, if you have not filed for forgiveness, wait until January. A lot of people are being pressured by their bankers to get the forgiveness application in, get it taken care of now, because you have to have it filed before the end of the year, which is incorrect. I've had experience with many clients where the bankers have told them you need to get the loan application for forgiveness in before the end of the year. I think what happened here is that the bankers had an issue, or they mixed up rules, because when the forgivable portion of the loan is when you use the proceeds to use those covered expenses through the covered period. So the covered period is 12/31. So the rule is use your PPP loan proceeds to be forgiven before the end of the year, not for forgiveness. You can apply for forgiveness within, you have until the last payment you make on the loan. First of all, you don't have to make a payment until I think it's October of 2021. And then you can make all the payments and get to the last one and say, well, I'm going to file for forgiveness. You could file for forgiveness at that point. So you've got a lot of time to file for forgiveness. So just keep that in mind. If somebody else has any input they want to put out, give us on that. I'm pretty sure I know those are the rules. I just want to, I hope I can steer everybody right in that direction, because there's a lot of misinformation out there. We've studied this a lot at our firm, at our office. We've went to classes. We are up to speed on that regard. So if you have any questions related to the PPP, well, and obviously any other tax law, you can contact me at AHP. My number is 989-723-8227, or you can reach me at email, john.goodman@ahpplc.com. There's other things in the CARES Act that you can take advantage of for the year end. There's talks of the EIDL, the grant that you got from the EIDL that may be non-taxable. That's up and coming in these bills if they ever pass. But we have to wait for something to happen on that. But the CARES Act and the Family First, the first CARES Act, I should say, there's a lot of provisions in there for employer payroll tax credits, net operating losses that you couldn't use before, because with the Tax Cut and Jobs Act back in 2017, you could only use 80% of your net operating loss in the future years if it was post 2017. But that has been suspended, and you can carry them back now as you couldn't with that Tax Cut and Jobs Act. Keep in mind you can take out retirement distributions for relief. The 10% penalty does not apply in certain situations. And then, of course, there's no required minimum distribution for those who are taking out, who are required to take out distributions from their 401ks and IRA. One more thing about the loan forgiveness. Usually when you get a loan forgiven, a bank issues a 1099 to report to the IRS that you have taxable income. Don't expect to receive those. IRS has already said do not send those out, so you shouldn't receive any kind of 1099 for cancellation of debt. All right, and then another kind of a small break is those who do not itemize, which is probably about 90% of the population. You can actually have $300 of above the line charitable deductions. So you'll get the standard deduction, and then you get this extra $300 for deduction. It's not much, but at least it's something. CARES Act also expanded HSA expansion of reimbursed expenses. And the CARES Act also provides relief for Schedule C filers. They can defer 50% of the self-employment tax if they choose to do so. And there's a new form for these Schedule C filers that it will provide relief for individuals who did not collect any kind of unemployment, which you were allowed to at that time. It kind of goes along the lines of the payroll tax deduction, or I should say credit, so for the CARES Act. Any questions on those, please contact me. I'm more than happy to help. There's a lot of people at the firm who can assist you with that as well. But I appreciate all your time, and please contact me if you have any questions. Thanks.
Thank you, John. I have a question. This is a pretty technical question, at least for me, maybe not for you, but I got this from a company this morning. It said, for those of us who paid people for being quarantined, can you go over how to complete a 941 form to recoup reimbursable wages and employer FICA? The instructions with the 941 and the portion of the form for this purpose is not clear. With a couple of payrolls left in December, we have an opportunity to deduct some of these wages and taxes from payroll taxes normally paid, but having someone go over the best way to do this would be helpful.
Yeah, absolutely. We have people in our firm that have already claimed these credits, or I should say our clients who are bookkeepers. I don't personally deal with the payroll tax issues or the 941s, but we have people within our firm who handle these, very regularly. So there's a lot of help in the firm for that.
Okay, thank you, John. I'm going to open up the floor real quick before we go to Liz from Market Wagon. Does anyone have any questions for John at AHP? Go ahead and ask them now and hit *6 on your phone to unmute yourself. *6. Anyone have any questions for John?
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes. I'm assuming that what Justin just talked about for the 941 and getting reimbursed for some of the taxes, if someone isn't aware of that, we also could advise them to go back and correct their 941, correct?
Absolutely. Amend those 941s. That's absolutely something you can do.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions or comments for John? Please ask them now. Oh, go ahead.
I have a question real quick.
Yeah, go ahead, Colleen.
The 50% deferred self-employment tax, is that just deferred till 2021? And then do we pay double at that point? Or do you have any information on how that would work for the Schedule C filers?
Right. So if you look at the payroll tax, because employers can even opt to do this 50% or defer the payroll taxes as well. And what they do is they split it up in 2 years. You pay half of it in 2021 and you pay the other half in 2022 at the end of the year, or probably through your tax return on a Schedule C filer. So that's the way I understand it.
Thank you.
Thanks, Colleen. Anybody else have any comments or questions for John? Please ask him now. *6 on your phone, please. Okay, good stuff. John, if you have any follow-up information, any fact sheets, or anything you want me to share with the group, please certainly feel free to email that to me. But in the meantime, if you do have specific questions, please feel free to reach out to John. As I said, they've been not only very helpful today, but throughout this entire time. John, I think you've talked probably maybe half a dozen times. So you've been a huge resource for us as it comes to accounting issues. So we thank you very much for the partnership.
I thank you for the opportunity, Justin. You guys do a great deal for the community. So I appreciate that.
Thank you, John. Okay, well, we're going to switch topics here to one that hopefully folks have been hearing something about, something very new to the community, Market Wagon. I mentioned this at the start of the call. This is, I think, a real game changer for our local food producers. It creates a Amazon-like platform and delivery system that opens up some new customer bases for our food growers, for our restaurants, for our bakeries. I just think it's a huge opportunity, particularly now with our businesses struggling to stay afloat, particularly our restaurants. So I wanted to have a representative from Market Wagon come on the call and talk to everybody about who they are and what they do. And if you are a food producer, how can you get on the platform? If you are a potential customer, how can you buy these local food products? So I'd like to turn it over to Liz Duval, who is taking care of our market here, the Central Michigan market for Market Wagon, who's going to tell you more. So Liz, I'm going to Call on you now, and you're going to want to hit *6 on your phone. Can you hear me? Oh, it looks like you're unmuted, Liz. Oh, I think you had it. You were unmuted. Try it again. I can see the mute and unmute going on and off on the screen right now. So try hit *6 again. There we go. I think you're unmuted now. Liz, are you there? Oh, trying to get the technology figured out, everybody. It's all good. Liz,
can you hear me now, Justin?
There we go. You're good. You're good.
Hey. Sorry about that. Yep, technology always fights back when you need it most. Well, thank you for that introduction. I really appreciate it. Hi, everybody. My name is Liz Duval. As Justin mentioned, I work for a company called Market Wagon. I am a part of the marketplace team. So my job specifically is to support our current and any prospective vendors and work with them throughout their journey with Market Wagon. What Market Wagon is, Justin actually explained it kind of beautifully, the Amazon of farmers markets. So basically what we are trying to do is fill that gap between the local farm and the customer. So many of our local farms, local restaurants, local bakeries, kind of runs the gamut, have the items that they need to get out to the customers, but maybe don't have the time, the resources, the knowledge to be able to get their products online or in front of that larger customer base. And that's where Market Wagon comes in. So we come and have a local market. So again, we are very focused on local foods, local business. We have a hub in cities, so we have one in Durand. We also have two other ones in the state of Michigan. We have one in Plymouth near Detroit, and we have one in Granville. We come in, we offer the opportunity for local farms, local businesses to sell their products to a wider customer base through our website. And we also then offer the delivery services. So typically our markets are 1 day a week. Some of our larger markets are 2 days a week, and customers can place their orders throughout the week up until a certain cutoff. So if it's a Tuesday market, customers can order all the way until midnight on Sunday. If it's a Thursday market, customers can order all the way until midnight on Tuesday. And then those products on Tuesday or Thursday will be brought to our hub by the local farmers, the local businesses, placed in the customer's tote, so it's completely controlled by the person who made that product, and then our team will deliver it to the customers that same day. So the nice thing is we offer some services that maybe otherwise would be out of reach for those local businesses. We offer some marketing items that get those products out in front of a wider audience. And we really just are trying to make sure that we see these local farms and local businesses thrive within their communities. To become a vendor, it's pretty easy. You pretty much just either get on our website, www.marketwagon.com, and there is a, we call it an application, but truly it's more just a get to know you form, so we can kind of know who's interested, what area you're in, and what products you want to sell. And those come directly to myself or someone on my team. Obviously in your area, it'll come straight to me. I then reach out via email to kind of give you more information on exactly what it means to be a vendor, all of the wonderful things I've told you guys today, and give you a few more details, such as just how the process can work on the back end of our computer system. And then once we get all of those logistics pushed through, we can get your products added to the website. And sometimes that turnaround can take as little as 1 day, depending on the timing and if I'm at my computer. To be a customer, even easier. You just go to www.marketwagon.com, put in your zip code, and start shopping. There's no membership fees. There's no requirements on how much you have to shop. You shop just like you would for any other food product. You get on, you choose what you want for the week, and then it'll be delivered to you. There's a small delivery fee, but the nice thing is all of our vendors get to name their own pricing. We don't control that for them. So you know that you are supporting these local farmers and local restaurants and local businesses the way they need to be supported. So I really want to thank you guys for having me on, and I am open to any questions if anybody has questions about Market Wagon, either from a vendor side or a customer side.
Thank you, Liz. I'm actually looking at the site right now. You guys are up to, as of today, 239 products from 21 vendors on Market Wagon Central Michigan. So you,
yes,
I would
sir.
say you're off to a pretty good start. How does your, I'm curious, how does your start here compared to maybe some other regions you're operating in?
Yeah, I will say, so I can even actually say from compared to Durand to our Plymouth markets, the one near Detroit, you guys definitely showed up a little bit bigger on the vendor side, back and forth. Plymouth has been slow going, but it's definitely strong. It's definitely getting there. But Durand has done very well. We're very excited to be in that market. I will say, if anyone on the call knows someone who has eggs that they would like to sell, we are definitely interested in egg vendors.
That's good. That was going to be one of my questions. There's a lot of variety on there right now, but eggs are one. Is there anything else you're looking for vendor-wise?
You know, we're looking for anything anybody's interested. We sell everything from salad dressing to lip gloss to produce. I will tell you, our top sellers in all of our markets tend to be butcher items, produce, eggs, and then this may surprise a lot of people, but our one of our top four is actually heat and serve items. So those items that are coming from like local restaurants that they put in their normal packaging, but they deliver to our customers to heat up at home. Those do amazingly on Market Wagon.
And I can, and a lot of the locals know this. Liz, I think you know this too. I am beating the drum hard for as many local restaurants here to talk to you. With the fact that they can't have indoor customers here right now, they all need to be on this. And I know one of our local folks talked to you yesterday afternoon, I believe. And I'm
Jordan.
just trying to,
yeah.
What's that? Yes. Yeah. I'm trying to send as many people. I mean, it's just, you know, one of those who follow me on social media know I'm pushing the restaurants, take out local. And to me, this is an incredible solution. So please, if you are a restaurant or you know restaurants in the area, or certainly if you are a bakery or a meat company or a produce company, please check this out. This is a huge opportunity. And the thing that, you know, I think is important here that you mentioned, Liz, is this isn't just, you know, you're selling to local customers. You can get our local vendors' products in the hands of people in 10 counties representing over 1 million people. You run all the way up to Bay County, Gratiot County, Alma, Lansing, Saginaw, Flint. I mean, that whole area you cover out of Durand.
Yes, we cover quite an expansive area just out of that one hub. And I will say, especially to the restaurants that may not be sure if we're right for them, you know, one of the things that we always say that surprises a lot of the restaurants is, you know, we don't require any sort of special packaging for your items. I know sometimes that makes restaurants nervous that they think they have to build or buy some fancy production area. But to be honest, most of our heat and serve customers sell their items in the to-go type containers that they already have on hand that they maybe aren't using right now because of not being able to have people into the restaurant.
Yeah. So please share that with anyone. I do want to open it up here too. Anyone have any comments or questions? I know there may be a vendor or two that's already worked with Market Wagon on the line. I know there's some customers on the line. Anybody want to comment on your Market Wagon experience so far? Hit *6 on your phone, please.
Hey, Justin, it's Jody. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're good.
I just wanted to say, I know Justin's heard it before. I was very excited when I heard Market Wagon was coming. I live in Langsburg, in an area that no one delivers to. And we have actually used Market Wagon a couple of times. I'm going to be placing another order today. It's very convenient. They are super good at communicating. They let me know when my product has been put on a truck, what number I am in the order that they'll be delivering. I mean, very, very good communication. Excellent products that we've had so far. We have done some of the heat and serve that has been great. So I highly recommend them. There's somebody that I think we'll be using regularly from now on. It's just a very cool opportunity and something we can't get from anybody else in this area.
Thank you, Jody. Appreciate that. Anybody else have any comments or questions for Liz?
I have a question. I haven't used this service yet, but I'm very interested in it. Is there a way to do contactless delivery? Do you have to be home when it's delivered or sign for it, or can you just have a porch drop?
No, not at all. You don't have to be home for it. To be honest, I would say about 80% of our customers are not at home or don't come to the door when it's delivered. Our drivers actually, especially right now, are being trained to put it on the doorstop, ring or knock, and then walk away. And then you'll get a notification that it's been delivered. They are in cooler bags and if it's something that needs to be kept cold, there are ice packs in there. So everything stays at a food safe temperature. Some customers do put out, coolers. If they don't want our totes necessarily left on their front porch, they leave out a cooler, and our drivers can take our bags out and put them inside your cooler. So no, we can do contactless delivery, of course.
Awesome. Thank you.
Great. Good question. Other questions or comments, please hit *6 on your phone.
I had a question. I'm out in Langsburg too. I went out to the website and looked at the vendors, and I thought it was great. And so I started kind of reaching out to some of the people around here about being vendors. Is there a cost for them to be vendors, I guess? And I mean, do they get less money doing it this way? You say they can set their own rates and stuff. But yeah. I was just curious about that.
Oh, that's a great question. So there are no fees to get started being a Market Wagon vendor. There's no fees if for some reason like a certain number of products don't sell. We definitely don't want to penalize any of our vendors. We're definitely trying to be an active partner for all of our vendors. We do charge a percentage for our vendors, and that just is truly to cover our overhead costs, marketing, the price of our physical hubs, things of that nature. But again, our vendors are allowed to set their own prices. So we found that most vendors will price their items so that they don't feel like they're losing anything. Plus, also, they get the balance of being able to reach a larger customer base than they would probably reach on their own.
Right. So if I was going to reach out, because we do have some egg people over here. So if I was going to reach out to an egg person and try to promote them possibly doing this as a vendor, what kind of percentage are we looking at? So they would price their product accordingly so that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh, I definitely understand. So our traditional model is 25%. That covers our overhead and things like that. And then I always encourage all of our vendors to go on to marketwagon.com and just see what other vendors selling similar products might be selling it at. So both they understand what they need to sell it at, so they're, making money because they're a business,
right.
But also so they understand what the pricing would be to make sure that they're also being competitive.
Right. I think it's wonderful because I'm promoting people around here. So I love the model. So thank you.
Thank you, Gail. And I think you brought up a good point. Two key things there. You're not taking away from these businesses. The businesses tell you exactly what they need to get. So if that's $1 an item, $2 an item, that's what they get. So it's not like you're taking the money from what they're getting. So they make that choice right up front. I think that's important. I've had that question people saying, does that mean they take away from our profit? No, you pick the price you need to get. But I think the other thing that's important too is because of this broader market, let's be honest here, you probably would have the opportunity to get a higher price, maybe in a place like a Grand Blanc or an Okemos or maybe some higher income areas. So you couldn't get that here necessarily, but because of the delivery system and those customer bases being opened up, it's a real chance to maybe sell your product for more money in some of those higher income areas. So I think there's some real value to get, higher price points in some of these products. So that's just an observation I wanted to make from a business perspective. So other comments or questions for Liz? Anything
Hi,
else?
Liz.
Go ahead,
This
Colleen.
is Colleen from Colleen Screens. You and I talked a few times.
Yeah.
I wanted to just put in a good plug for you. I know some people are worried about the percentage, but they need to keep in mind that you guys offer credit card processing. We're not having to pay our credit card bank or whatever to do that payment transaction. So you guys take that expense away. And also, a lot of people have an expense for advertising. And to be honest, I got a website, and there is no way I've been able to get the amount of traffic that goes directly to my website that you guys are able to generate because of how large you are. So when people are thinking what it's costing them, keep in mind also how much are you spending on advertising, how much are you spending on bank fees, because these are two expenses that you guys are taking and out of that 25% that you're using as far as cost, that me as a personal vendor would be coming out of pocket separately for. And you guys are like really great, because this time of year I normally wouldn't sell anything, and you make it possible that I got some sales and I'm building a customer base that I wouldn't have had that advantage otherwise. So thank you.
Thank you
Beautiful.
so much. I appreciate hearing that.
Beautiful. Thank you, Colleen. Other comments or questions for Liz? Okay, Liz, I think I sent you an email on this yesterday, but we have a pretty large email distribution list. If you guys have any fact sheets or any promotional material you'd like us to share apart from the press release that was issued, we just want to keep promoting this out to our businesses. So if you have any more information you want us to share it in the community here, please let us know.
I will definitely do that. I think I have a great info sheet that I can share with everyone.
Perfect. Wonderful. Well, we appreciate the partnership, Liz. Number one, we thank you for locating in our community. So we always appreciate brand new business coming to Shiawassee. So there's that. And then obviously what you're doing to help our food vendors and then obviously our customers here. You've got happy customers on the call too. So thank you for all that you're doing. And we'll continue to share Market Wagon, and please bookmark that and feel free. I think actually midnight tonight is the deadline for ordering this week. So if you want to get something this week, get on there at some point today. So thank you, Liz. We'll let you go and appreciate you taking time.
Thank you, everybody. I appreciate your time and have a great day.
Okay, very good. Well, thank you, everybody. Two great speakers, lots of great information there from both of them. Wanted to touch base real quick on a few more items. And I know we're running a little bit late on time, but a couple things that I think are very, very important. I do have a little more update on the small business grant. So we talked about that extensively last week. That is that new state grant program up to $15,000 that is available to businesses that have been directly affected by the recent governor's order. So restaurants, gyms, movie theaters, things like that. The application window will open at 9 a.m. on the 15th, 1 week from today. So there was some question about time. It will be 9 a.m. So you're going to want to be ready at 9. So it's a reasonable time of the day, not midnight or something like that. And we've also learned the administrator here is going to be the Michigan Municipal League Foundation. For those of you who don't know, the MML works with the state, cities, and villages. It's their membership organization. So good people, good organization. But here's the thing, folks. This is not going to be scored in terms of priority. Is this business more valuable or not? This thing is completely first come, first serve. If you have your information together, if you fill out your application appropriately, if you're a qualifying business and you're first in line, you get the money. It's that simple. And so just so everybody knows, if you didn't listen last week or you haven't heard, how do I explain it? There's 10 million statewide. We are competing, and I hate to say compete because, but it is what it is. We as Shiawassee, we're competing against not the state, but 6 other counties in the I-69 region. So how it works is the $10 million at the state level are funneled down to a regional level. So in this case, the I-69 region, there's going to be $850,000 available in the region. It's not going to be funneled down any further. So it's literally Shiawassee businesses competing against all those other businesses in the I-69 region for that $850,000. Now, given the grant amount, it's likely somewhere between 50 and 60 businesses in that region are going to get the money. So it's not going to be, one county over the other. It's literally going to be which businesses have their act together, have their paperwork together, and hit submit first. So the biggest issue right now, as I see it, is we don't have the application yet. And I'm hoping we get that soon so that businesses can have all their information prepared. So basically, when that application opens, you can hit submit or put the paperwork in quickly and submit and get it in. So you're early in the queue. So that's the latest that I have. I don't have any more right now, but definitely stay in touch. We're absolutely going to share more information as it comes along. A couple of events coming up, virtual events that we wanted to share with you. One is called Emerge Skilled. We're going to do an informational session on that. Lena Miller, who takes our notes for these calls, our business community liaison for the RESD, can you jump on and give a quick update on what this Emerge Skilled webinar is about?
Sure can, Justin. Emerge Skilled is a platform where students and employers can register. We can use it to recruit just graduating or very young talent to companies. We can also use it to help educate the community about our employers, as the kids would be obviously talking to their family.
Oh. Lena, are you there? You cut out. Oh, there you go. Sorry, you cut out for a second.
Oh, sorry. We have a virtual experience plan for employers to learn about this platform on December 16th at 1 p.m. And I believe Justin is going to be sending out that link.
Yes, I will send that out. Sorry, Lane, you kind of broke up a little bit while you were talking. But yes, I did send that out last Friday. We would certainly welcome any employer that wants to connect with young talent. This is a platform to be able to do it. I've said to many of you over the years, our best chance for success for our future talent pipeline is working with our youth here, working with our kids in our school districts. We usually have somewhere between 12 and 13,000 students in our school districts in Shiawassee County every year. That is the future talent. So our businesses need to become more engaged with that population, and this is an online platform to do that. So, Lena, anything else you want to add?
No, Justin, you did a great job.
Okay. Thank you. Thanks for jumping on. Sorry, it just kind of broke up a little bit, so I kind of jumped in there. The other item coming up this Friday, you probably saw we're having a free webinar on the Entrepreneurial Operating System, EOS. We use EOS ourselves, Shiawassee Economic Development Partnership, been very helpful for us in our organizational operations. We wanted to make an opportunity available for our other business friends in Shiawassee County to learn how it works. Really helped improve our efficiency and administration of what we do. So if you'd like to join, I did send out a note on this as well. It's going to be Friday morning at 10:30 this Friday, free webinar on that. And then the last two things I want to note today, we have a child care survey that's open right now. So many of you have dealt with child care issues. Many of you have employees that have dealt with child care issues. We are trying to find ways to help increase the availability and affordability of childcare. We want to support the growth of our existing providers. We want to attract new providers to locate here. We want to help startup childcare entrepreneurs. And one way we do that is data. We need to understand the market better. And so we have an open community survey right now. I did get a note from our survey partners just now that we've had close to 80 responses. We'd love to get to 100 from local residents, businesses. So you've seen an email on that from me. Please take some time to fill that out, or please pass that along to your employees. We'd love to see them take that out. We need to understand what the market is so we can help grow availability of childcare. And then the last thing I want to mention, we have created a jobs board. So as you know, we definitely like to promote job openings. We work with our friends in Michigan. We do a lot of things, but one thing we thought that was lacking was some type of a county specific jobs board where companies could post and they could all be together on the same page so job seekers could look at one site. We are going to host that on our page, the SEDP website page. So we've worked with AZ Business Solutions here in Owasso to develop that page. It is live. We are now taking employers who have jobs that they would like to post. I sent an email on it last week as well. If you have openings, please get a hold of us. We'd love to be able to get that posting on there. It's just another avenue for you to be able to get the word out about your open position. So with that, we're going to call it good for today. We're running a little bit behind on time. We thank you all for making time. Hopefully this was productive, and we will be back next week. In the meantime, if you need anything, feel free to get a hold of us. Thanks, everybody.